Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, where we're going to be doing the finale to the trifecta of videos that I was intending to do for the Girded for Freedom Cosmos quest in Fran's character event. And this is going to be pretty much the Carry Me Sephiroth Senpai team, which is kind of just intended around buffing up Sephiroth to high hell and making him do as much damage as humanly possible. Because why the hell not? So I'm going to be honest, this team is one that I wanted to use for the longest time, and when I was looking ahead to the future of Opera Omnia and I was looking at what characters that I might be interested in and what characters that I want to play with, this team was the one that piqued my curiosity the most. Because if you look at it in terms of raw stat buffs, it's actually obscene. So Sephiroth doesn't apply any generic buffs to himself, right? But he has the Genova buffs. So that's actually 50% attack and 100% max brave, I believe, once it gets to max stacks. And then he gets an extra 60% from his passive on top of that attack just for having Genova. And then from Sarah, he'll actually be getting 90% attack because she has a 30% aura on her debuff and a 60% generic buff. And then from Ashe, he'll be getting a further 80% worth of attack because he gets the 40% physical attack up, which stacks with the regular attack up. For physical moves, and then he gets the aura from Ashe as well, which is actually the same as the one that Kistis has. You know, she also has a 40% attack aura, so you swap Ashe out for Kistis here and we won't really be losing much. And it's obscene. Like literally, I was trying it out, and let's say that Sephiroth's max brave reaches 30,000. Fervent Blow will do 52,000 damage. Like the second hit of Fervent Blow will go way over 50% of like the initial cap. It's just actually bonkers, and it's great fun. And this was one team that I was actually intending to be using going forwards, but I decided against pulling for Ashe's EX weapon for multiple reasons. I'd say the most prominent reason is going to be that she's element locked. And that to me is a big problem, and it's a big no-no with Ashe, is that she's actually locked to her two elements. Like her Heaven's Wrath skill is Holy Elemental, so she can only do holy damage with that. And her EX skill, I believe the first hits of it are non-elemental, but the second hits of it, when you get it MLB, is Arc Blast Concurrence, and that is obviously going to be Lightning Elemental. And she doesn't have a means of imperiling either element, which is really kind of crap in my opinion. And it means that she's reliant on the enemies having weakness to do max damage. Now, this you could make the argument that, oh, this is just a Golbez situation. She's going to cap out on damage without actually imperiling the target, regardless. But I don't find that this is true. Ashe has some serious max brave problems, and although they've been somewhat remedied by the fact that her rework now gives her 100% generic max brave on Heaven's Wrath, and they give 150% overflow on both skills, she still kind of needs both other teammates to really apply an aura so that her max brave isn't just absolute garbage. Otherwise, you know, she's going to suffer for it. And I'm just going to like take this off so I can actually put on some Shiva passives. Don't mind me there. But yeah, her max brave is the biggest issue because Sarah has all the cursed passives and they fix her up nicely. If you have the patience to farm for them. Ashe has no such luxury. She has a rework, which kind of helps. But like my artifacts for her aren't brilliant. I've got a 108 Heaven's Wrath and I've got two 330s. But even then, outside of synergy, when I was using Ashe and Sarah Sephiroth, I was getting like 19k max brave on Ashe, and it's just not. It's not much, you know. Like 50. What's that? 150% of 19k. That's like 29k damage max per turn, and that's just on a single target. That's just not that impressive. Couple that with the fact that she's element locked, so during the summon phase she absolutely has to be getting swapped out because chances are you're going to be running Bahamut or you're going to be running some sort of elemental summon that takes advantage of a weakness on the boss. Otherwise you're just going to lose out on damage, and if you swap Ashe out then you lose out on her auras, which are actually quite good. She has a speed down on her skill 1 and she has a speed up on her aura, which really helps with turn advantage, and she's got an extra 40% attack on top of that. So you know, her auras are pretty spicy. They're pretty good. You know, she's like, Ashe will increase the team's damage by a lot because she's got 40% of magic attack and physical attack, and then 40% on her aura, which stacks with generic attacks. So Sarah and Ashe together is like the one combo that you want if you want just super stacked attack buffs. And Sephiroth, I think, is like the only character that can really make the best use of those at the moment, because even Vayne is just going to be Vayne on this team will just hit 9s on everything, and like he will cap out on force of will way too easily. Remember, you've got the battery on Moonlight as well, so I actually think Sephiroth does the best in terms of making use of what these two can do. But, you know, I mean, Ashe is one of my favourite characters in Final Fantasy XII. But I've pulled for Zack because I like Zack from Crisis Core and FF7. I pulled for Lael because he's just super fun to use in this game, and I really must get around to playing Crystal Bearers at some point. I pulled for Sarah because she's just way too strong in this game for me to pass up. And even though the farming for the cursed passives suck, there's just something about farming in a gacha game to make a character like really strong that just kind of appeals to me, because it's like you don't have to pull their gear, although you do have to get super lucky with the artifact rolls, so I suppose there's still an element of RNG in there. Arguably it's worse than pulling EXs, but let's not get started on that. But anyway, so yeah, I'm using this team for this quest because it does actually work really well, but I'm probably not going to be using it going forwards, because I'm going to be using Lael, I'm going to be using Reworked Wall, I'm going to be using Noctis, probably going to still be using Vayne, you know what I mean? And probably throw some Zack in there for fun every now and then for some single target tanking action. So yeah, I just can't justify pulling for Ashe, especially when I'm 100% going to be pulling for Realm for even more launch shenanigans. And I've not ruled out pulling for either Pain and or Yuna in the level 70 era. Those two I have my eyes on. I thought about Ace as well, but I think I'm going to pull for Ace when level 7, when Chaos gets here. Rather, I'll pull for the Ace Deuce banner and Rem and Machina, like the Type 0 banners. I think I might hit both of those up, just because I really need supports for EX Plus and Chaos. I don't think I have that many viable support EXs for the early Chaos era. I think I might need some more, but we'll see, you know, how that shakes out when I actually get there. Anyway, enough rambling. I'm going to be bringing Sephiroth, Ashe and Sarah with a Kistis non-friend support and a Bahamut summon. So Bahamut's here to make Sephiroth hit like a truck. Kistis is only there for 3 turns because, you know, she only needs to be there for 3 turns. At the end of the day, Ashe still has synergy and she's probably going to be doing more damage. And she didn't run out of skills when I used her before. Although, no, that's definitely the case. So yeah, let's get into it and see what we can do here. And don't mind the EXP book I've got ticking away at the top. That's just me finally getting around to grinding out the board masteries on Ashe, because I seriously wanted her to have both Ifrit and Shiva passives before I did this video. It's a matter of principles, goddammit, whether to make that much of a difference or not. Anyway, let's go. Okay, my game seems to be stuck on connecting at the moment, which is not what I wanted to happen, especially when I'm recording a video, because that means I'm gonna have to remember to chop this bit out and just jump into it. Okay, so if you'll just bear with me one moment, we're just gonna do a little jump cut here, and you'll be back in it when the action actually starts. Okay, so that was ever so slightly fucked. I had to go and restart my router because it just decided to die on me. So yeah, that's amazing, but never mind. These things come to try us, and it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, where were we? Oh yes. As always, need to get up the wounds, and we don't have an attack because that would be way too convenient. Oh, come on, really? Alright, whatever, let's get up Nord Swains first, just for the boost to the damage. And let's spam Moonlight, because we can, basically, just to get everyone's buffs up. So hopefully Sarah will have the first turn here, which she does not, which is unfortunate, but never mind. So we're just going to waste a turn doing Fervent on one of these things. I'm going to use Wound Plus and pray to the heavens above that it actually kills the thing in the middle, which it does. And I really should have just used Heaven's Wrath there, but I didn't, so that's, you know, there's that. Let's see, so I have kind of landed us in a position where our heaviest hitter needs to basically not get broken. which is a little bit unfortunate. If I was not being an idiot, I would have used Brave Attack with Ashe or something like that, or Moonlight with Sarah. But I didn't, and we're here now. So, I'm absolutely going to gamble it and use Fervent Blow anyway, because I'm pretty sure that they don't go straight into a HP attack. And look how much damage that Fervent Blow does. That is just all sorts of ridiculous. Yeah, so we have B is going to do his all attack. And, like, yeah, he doesn't go straight into an attack, so we're totally fine. So I'm just going to let's see how are the buffs on Sephiroth doing. So his magic attack up and his attack, yeah, whatever. I'll just use Nord Swains, and I think we can just go straight into a straight into a black materia here. Oh, so close, so close. Never mind. What's a little inefficiency between friends, eh? Speaking of inefficiency, I probably should have left that black materia for this wave, huh? Well, actually, no, it doesn't really matter either way. So I'm just gonna Octoslash, because I really cannot be arsed with these floating eyeball dipshits. They just make life horrible. It's just terrible. So yeah, I'm using Moonlights here on the mooks because, well, not because I like wasting turns. I seriously thought that was going to kill, but it didn't. Whatever. I'm using Moonlight because essentially I want to save as many wounds as I can for the boss wave because of the splash damage. So you see, they have a seriously scary amount of Brave, but after an Octoslash, they're not really gonna... Look at that, that is just obscene. That is insane. Okay, so I'm gonna have to use Wound here, because Sarah's unique framed buff is about to wear off. And what I'm actually gonna do here is I'm gonna use Heaven's Wrath. So let's check our buffs. So we've got 2 turns of physical attack up with Sephiroth, right? So I'm just gonna use Heaven's Wrath on this thing over here. And actually, that does a lot more impressive damage than I was expecting. But yeah, this is the time. I'm just going to jump straight into summon, because you know me. I like to get it over and done with. I like to get the summon out of the way as soon as possible. The only thing that would make me save the summon is if I needed to have it for like emergency purposes, you know. But here with Sephiroth, I'm absolutely going to be using Fervent Blow because of the high turn rate. And look at that, 8,000 Brave damage per hit. That is something else. And so we're bringing Kistis, and the turn order has just gone completely to shit for some reason. So I'm just going to do that. If I use Fervent Blow, no, Sephiroth will not get another turn, which is honestly, that's kind of sad actually, that he won't. But we would be idiots to pass up a black materia during summon, because look, that's 63k times 2 damage. That's way too much damage to pass up. And of course we're absolutely going to use Wound. So let's try and focus our damage on B and just delay A. That's, I think, what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to play this. So if I just use Fervent Blow, then 36, 22, 58k damage, you really can't complain about that. So Sephiroth has 1 turn of attack up buff left. So if I use Wound, and if I use, yeah, to be honest, I'm just going to use Moonlight just to get the buffs refreshed, and I'm going to go straight into an Ultimate Arrow. Okay. So yeah, pretty much just sit back and delight in the number porn, I think, at this point. That's pretty much the approach to take here. So he's going to lose his max braveheart. Oh, I just realised. I realised that my Kistis friend is actually, because I had to exit out and I had to re-enter, I've actually taken a 5-turn Kistis by mistake. So, okay, for this one I'm actually going to stick A with a turn rate down. I can't believe I didn't notice that. But because A is going to be the one we get rid of second, that should help. Hopefully the break bonus will mean I don't get broken here myself, but that's totally not going to be how it goes. I can tell you that now. Sarah's going to get chunked by Great Mesa. Oh wow, we didn't get broken. Colour me impressed. I am very surprised. But I'm totally going to get broken this time. Am I? Moonlight? Yeah. Yep. So I'm just going to fervent blow on A. And here comes Ashe once again. And there goes that one. I know we've still got our black materia, I know. I just wanted to do a lot of damage. Can you blame me? Alright. I'll not get broken. It just keeps spamming Great Mesa over and over. I think we've broken the AI. I think we've done too much damage too quickly. Absolute destruction. So the turn count was a bit higher on this one, which is partially due to the fact that I had a 5-turn Kistis, and partially due to the fact that single target damage just isn't as efficient as the splash damage, even when we've got Sephiroth. You're still only doing like 50k damage a turn at most, and then Ashe is doing like 39, you know, and then compared to the splash damage team, when you've got Rinoa doing like 45k plus 22k, and then you've got Freya doing the disgusting things that she does. Ultimately, splash damage is just going to be more efficient for burst damage, but you know, in terms of number pawn, I think this team wins easily because I just love seeing Sephiroth do the disgusting things that he does. No complaints from me there. Anyway, yeah, I think we went so fast and so hard we broke the boss's AI because it never used any all attacks, it just keeps using the single target ones. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found that as fun as I found to do it. It's definitely good to show off a few different teams. You know, there's going to be a lot of viable teams for Cosmos content. As long as you'll forgive my overuse of Sarah, I feel like I've earned it, and she's a lot of fun to use. Anyway, I will catch you guys, I guess, on the next video, and until then, I'll see you later.